Greetings, YouTube. Happy Sunday. Happy first week of the regular season for all you NFL fans out there. I just got back from church, and so I'm able to review a couple of offers. You see, we have two different bundles. Technically, it's a fragment pack, and it's a Tier 1 Catalyst bundle. We have a Tier 5 Catalyst fragment pack for those of you who are uncollected and above. But for those of you who maybe aren't, and you still want to get in on some chance to give Kabam your money, well, they've got a deal for you too. So let's check these two things out. So the first is the Tier 1 Alpha Catalyst bundle. Very straightforward. 3 Tier 1 Alphas, 2 Tier 3 Class Catalyst crystals, and 50,000 gold. Now, if you are somebody who is uncollected and above, I think Tier 1 Alphas are very easy to get, particularly because you've got the Tier 1 Alpha Arena going on right now, which could save you almost $10 if you need 2 Tier 1 Alphas or 3 Tier 1 Alphas, actually. Let's just remind ourselves, shall we, for a moment, of how many Tier 1 Alphas you can get from today's arena that has another day and 4 hours at the time of recording this left on it. You can go all the way down. This is for free. This is just doing the arena. 1 Tier 1 Alpha, 2 Tier 1 Alphas, and 3 Tier 1 Alphas. Or you can pay $10 and say, I don't want to do the arena grinding. I just want to get 3 Tier 1. Now, I will say this. If this was at least 5 Tier 1 Alphas, which is what you need to take a 5-star upper rank, that would be a fair deal. They're about $2 a piece at that range. Now, though, I think this is a fine, okay deal. If it was $5, I'd give it like a B+. I'd say, hey, fine. Pick up the $5 for the Tier 1 Alphas. The Tier 3 Class Catalyst crystals are 1 out of 6 class-based RNG, so I don't really factor those into the deal at all. And 50,000 gold is pretty small as well. Not really anything to write home about there. But it's overpriced by 2. The only people that can really see benefiting from this are like people who are conquerors who don't have the roster yet to do like an infinite streak ability in the Tier 1 Alpha Catalyst Arena, and for them this may be like a C- to at most a C grade, but for everybody else I'm gonna give this a D. I think it would be a B+ if it was half the price, but it's far too overpriced for what you get, so therefore I'm giving it a grade that reflects that. Now, the main one that we're going to talk about is this Tier 5 Catalyst Fragment Pack. Now, the good news is that for the longest time, I want you to know, at first it was 4,500 Tier 5 Basic Catalyst Fragments for $100. When we first saw that deal, that's how much it was. It was crazy high. They were really trying to milk the whales, as they say. But thankfully, it's come down in price for $30 now in September of 2019. So for this, I think it's actually kind of fair. It's like a C+, but Tier 2 Alphas are pathetically low. This should be at least half of a Tier 2 Alpha, given that we have seen time and time again at least one fully formed Tier 2 Alpha for $50. And I do realize that this is not technically called a Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst Fragment deal, but you can see Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst Fragments in the picture. I also want to point out that the 130% champion boost and 200,000 gold are nice throw-ins, but what should this be? I think the 4,500 to 6,000 Tier 5 Basic Catalyst Fragments, completely fair given what we've seen in other deals. But it should be 18,000 to 27,000 Tier 2 Alpha. If that was the case, you can get 3/4 of a Tier 2 Alpha, for example, or at least half with this. I'd give it like a B-. But because it's not, I've got to downgrade it to a C-. I think it's a little bit above average for Tier 5 Basics, but it's way below average for Tier 2 Alpha. And that simply is not acceptable given the stage of the game that you're in. It is much better to hold off and save your glory after Alliance Quest is over and get some Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst Fragments and Tier 5 Basic Catalyst Fragments for free than it is to do this. I also think it's interesting that for the first time, they limit 5 of these. You can get a C- 5 times. Lucky you, barely passing your class, because they hope that somebody will spend $150 on this. That's how desperate they are for Tier 2 Alpha and Tier 5 Basic. Talk about a sucker's bet. If Kabam was smart, now it's a big if, they would have made this deal $20. They would have made a better deal $50 or I guess I should say $30, and the final deal $50. So the whole thing costs an Odin. They do these 3-tiered deals from time to time. And the next one, if this is what it starts, I'd say make it $20, and that would have been like a B plus. And then the next one maybe could have been 11,000 tier 5 basic and 27,000 tier 2 alpha for $30, and then the final one could have been like half of a tier 5 basic and a fully formed tier 2 alpha for the remaining amount of the Odin. But that's just me being way too wishful thinking, because it's not going to happen. That's why the next real guaranteed no-brainer deal that we know is going to happen in the contest is not until Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States, because for some reason a Canadian company likes to get their best deals on American holidays. Why? You tell me. So here we go. A C- deal in the middle and a D- on the left. I would strongly recommend that you grind the Tier 1 Alpha Catalyst Arena in the next 24 or so hours if you need Tier 1 Alphas, and if you need Tier 5 Catalyst Fragments, you could get about 4,500 if you just spend your glory in the glory store. Otherwise, just hold off. This is a sucker's bet and one that I don't endorse on this beautiful Sunday. At least it's beautiful in Oklahoma. Have a great day, YouTube. Thanks for watching.